Hey YouTube, Jim here. Welcome to Top 10 Archive. As we get older, we start to think of what we're leaving behind after we die. Perhaps a family, a legacy, a book, a story. The thing we don't take much into account is what our pets will do without us. Often it's because it's much more likely that we'll have to face life without them than the other way around. What do pets do then when their masters die? Do they go on and find other owners? Not these pets. These 10 pets' reactions at their masters' graves will leave you wondering just how much your pet needs and loves you after all. But before we get started, why not become an archivist today by clicking that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. If you end up enjoying this video, let us know by giving it a thumbs up and tell us in the comments section what your pets do when you're gone too long.
Number 10. Cat love. Dog people are quick to say that cats have no feelings and would possibly eat you if you died and stopped feeding them. This cat hears you and says, "No, sir." She's been sitting at her owner's graveside and inside the owner's house for a year, walking back and forth between the locations on her own, and she seemingly goes nowhere else. These are the two places where the little gal feels right at home. Number 9. Horse companion. Wagner Figueredo grew very close to his horse, Saren. Then in 2017, Wagner died in a tragic traffic accident. Saren was a highlight of the funeral, always kept close to the casket, and at one point he smelled it, neighed, and rested its head on it as if to say goodbye one last time. It was as if the horse knew what was happening, the brother of Wagner said. Number 8. Dogs cry too. We've seen a cat, a horse, and now that inevitable moment, the first dog on our list. It was difficult to attempt a list that wasn't all dogs, as I feel they're one of the most empathetic pets a person can have. This dog either understands that his master has died or feels the emptiness and sadness around him. Regardless, the grief in this short video is rather heartbreaking as the dog lays on the tombstone of his former friend, now deceased, crying. Number 7. K9 says goodbye. Nothing worse than losing your partner, is there? Especially when your duty is to serve and protect. This police dog lost his partner in a suspected ambush. He attended his funeral and clearly sparked waterworks among all who attended. You can see from the photo taken that their bond was tight. He lays his paw on the casket, looking very somber. We're not sure whether he'll be reassigned a new partner, but any officer would be lucky to have such a loyal pup by his side, until death and beyond. Number 6. Dite. As our list moves forward, I start to wonder why so many of these animals recognize grave sites as significant. Do you think they can smell death lurking in the casket? The sadness? It's truly hard to say, but there is something about graveyards that dogs, cats, and many other pets understand. This dog, Dite, is one of them. Teresa and her husband Mike went to visit Teresa's mother's gravesite with Dite, her late mother's Chihuahua, who died a year previous from congestive heart failure. Every time they would visit the cemetery, with no help at all, Dite would run straight to her owner's grave, passing others along the way. And when it was time to go home, it was always a struggle to get Dite to follow them back into the car, instead choosing to stay by her late master's graveside. Number 5. Toldo the cat. Though cats aren't traditionally affectionate, according to dog people, you'd be surprised that they have plenty of ways of showing love. Toldo the cat speaks this love language, I think, because when Reno, the cat's master, died, the cat continued taking gifts to his grave every day for a year. Ranging from leaves, twigs, plastic cups, and toothpicks, Toldo was very generous. He worked so hard to please his master that he actually got bronchitis from his frequent visits. Now Toldo has processed through the pain and lives with his master's wife, Ada. Number 4. Lao Pan's dog. Locals in an eastern Chinatown spotted a tear-jerking moment when a dog refused to leave his master's graveside. They attempted to coax the little guy away to care for him, but the dog would not have it. His elderly master had died, and he could think of no better place to live than right by his resting place. He was so stuck on the idea, in fact, that the locals decided to help him instead by building him a kennel right where he wants to live, next to his one true love. Number 3. Tommy the dog. First of all, let's start with the fact that in this story, a boy named Baksar died in a car accident in southern India. That on its own is tragic. He was young and his future was taken from him. What's worse is that his dog was waiting for him at home. Of course, the dog was left broken-hearted. It seems like he couldn't take the news or, frankly, understand them, which is why he just stayed at the boy's grave, rain or shine. He was dealing with grief so heavily that he actually stopped eating, going without food, for 15 days. Number 2. Hawkeye. Hawkeye, the dog of slain U.S. Navy SEAL John Tumilson, refused to leave his side during his funeral back in 2011, and this picture depicts clearly what he went through. John was one of 30 American troops, including 22 Navy SEALs, who were killed in Afghanistan on August 6, 2011. According to a Facebook post on Tumilson's memorial page, Hawkeye was adopted by one of John's close Navy SEAL mates. Number 1. Captain. No dog on this list has held on to the grief and pain for literally the rest of his life. This dog, named Captain, knows a thing or two about commitment. All the way in Argentina, he's making the world cry yet again after 11 years of proven loyalty. How, you ask? After his master died over a decade ago, his son had tried to bring him back several times, but the dog would make his way back to the gravesite. For 11 years, the graveyard staff fed him, watched him, and got used to him being around, until one day, at 15 years old, he passed away. Though goosebump-inducing, this isn't unheard of. Hachiko, a Japanese dog, was said to have waited at a train station for his master to return for almost 10 years after he died at work. Thanks for watching. Let's not forget that our pets need our kind attention and love. Do you have a special bond with your pet? Let us know in the comments section. Please subscribe, click the notifications bell, give this video a like, and share it on your social media platforms.